Welcome to Binge Guide, the next show.
Hey there.
Today, we are definitely doing what we promise, diving deep into what could very well be your next must-see movie.
Oh, yeah? What we got?
We've got the brand new teaser trailer for the 2025 reboot of, well, a legendary comedy franchise, The Naked Gun.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that definitely landed with a splash.
It really did. It's already got people talking, and, well, for good reason.
It's fascinating, isn't it? I mean, the original Naked Gun trilogy, Zucker, Abrahams, Zucker, that's like a touchstone for that kind of super rapid-fire, surreal humor.
Totally.
And Leslie Nielsen as Frank Drebin, just, iconic. It's a massive legacy.
It really is a super high bar this new film has to clear.
Yeah.
And this new take, it's directed by Akiva Schaffer. The Lonely Island.
Right. Popstar, Never Stop, Never Stopping, which was brilliant.
So good. And Chip and Dale. Rescue Rangers, also surprisingly great.
Yeah, he's got a specific style.
Yeah. So it looks like he's aiming to walk that tricky line, right? Paying homage, but also bringing something fresh, something for maybe a new generation.
That's the challenge. And the casting of Liam Neeson as Lieutenant Frank Drebin Jr.
Ah, yeah, Frank Drebin's son.
That's what really threw the internet into a bit of a frenzy, I think.
Oh, completely.
An actor we know mostly for, serious drama, action roles.
Yeah.
Taking on this kind of comedy.
It's a swing.
It's either, I don't know, a stroke of genius or just a massive gamble.
It does feel really unexpected, doesn't it? Though, people have pointed out he has shown comedic chops before.
That's true. Like in the Lego movie, he was funny.
Yeah, bad cop, good cop. And Seth MacFarlane's A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Okay, fair point. So maybe it's not completely out of left field.
Maybe not. But seeing him in this specific type of slapstick, deadpan role, stepping into Leslie Nielsen's shoes.
Very big.
Just undeniably intriguing. And yeah, that teaser trailer Paramount dropped, it definitely gives us a first taste.
A taste of what they're going for, yeah.
Yeah.
And from that quick look, it seems like they're leaning into that mix of slapstick and that very specific deadpan delivery.
The stuff that made the originals so memorable.
Exactly, but maybe with a slightly more, contemporary feel.
Yeah, possibly. Okay, so let's dig into the basics then. What's the premise they're hinting at in the trailer?
Well, it seems pretty straightforward, almost like classic Naked Gun style.
Right.
Frank Drebin Jr., he's following his dad into the police force, presumably with the same unique talent for chaos.
Yeah, the unique approach. The teaser throws us right into a hostage situation.
Instantly feels like familiar territory, doesn't it? Even with the junior.
It does. It's like, okay, some things never change, or at least never get less ridiculous in this world.
Exactly. They're not really easing us in, are they? Straight into the comedic deep end.
No messing about. So what about the humor style itself? From what you saw, did it feel like it was capturing that original spirit?
I think it's trying. The visual gags are definitely there.
Yeah, like what?
Well, there's that shot of Neeson. Looks like he's part of a SWAT response team.
Okay.
And he's just inexplicably dressed in a schoolgirl outfit.
Wait, what? Seriously?
Yeah. The sheer, absurdity of seeing Liam Neeson in that getup is kind of instantly funny on its own.
Okay, that sounds promisingly weird.
And then there's a bit with a lollipop that hints at that kind of physical comedy, those sudden weird turns the originals did so well.
Right, the unexpected stuff.
Yeah. It feels like a lot of the humor might come from that contrast,
Right.
Neeson's super serious face and just utter chaos happening all around him.
That contrast was totally essential to Leslie Nielsen's whole thing, wasn't it?
Absolutely. So it's smart if they're using that again, but kind of leveraging Neeson's own established tough guy persona.
It becomes almost like a meta joke then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, a big question for fans, obviously, is how much does this connect back to the original films? What clues did we get?
They're definitely not hiding the connection. The most obvious thing is the theme song.
The Police Squad theme? Oh, nice.
Yeah, that instantly pulls you right back in. And then, of course, the fact that Neeson's character is explicitly Frank Drebin's son, Frank Drebin Jr.
Right, so it establishes that direct lineage. It's not a hard reboot ignoring everything.
No, definitely feels like a continuation, in spirit at least.
And it sounded like they might be bringing in legacies of other characters too, not just Drebin.
Yeah, seems like it. There's a quick visual gag, I think, that involves the sons of some original characters, like Ed Hawken.
Yo, Drebin Sr.'s partner. George Kennedy played him.
Right. Paul Walter Hauser is playing Captain Ed Hawken Jr. in this one.
Ah, okay. Hauser's great.
Isn't he? And there was apparently a very subtle nod, like blink and you'll miss it, towards Nordberg as well.
Oh, interesting. The O.J. Simpson character. Okay.
So yeah, it looks like they're trying to, acknowledge the whole original world.
That's good to hear. So speaking of the new cast, besides Neeson, who else have they got lined up?
Well, we know Pamela Anderson is in it, playing someone called Beth. Didn't see her in the teaser, though.
Okay. Anderson. Interesting choice, too.
And like we said, Paul Walter Hauser as Captain Ed Hawken Jr., that feels like really strong casting for that kind of role.
Yeah, he can do both broad comedy and subtle stuff really well. Anyone else notable?
Yeah, the list is pretty interesting, actually. CCH Pounder is in it.
Oh, wow. Great actress.
Kevin Durant, Danny Houston, Liza Koshy, Cody Rhodes, the wrestler.
Really? Cody Rhodes? Okay. And Eddie Yu.
It's quite an ensemble. Suggests maybe a wide range of, comedic styles clashing, perhaps.
Could be. And behind the camera, we mentioned Schaffer directing. Who else is involved?
Right, Schaffer directing. And it's produced by Seth MacFarlane.
Oh, okay. Through his company, Fuzzy Door.
Yep. And MacFarlane's involvement, Family Guy, Ted, that definitely signals a certain kind of maybe more irreverent comedic sensibility, potentially.
Could be. Maybe a bit edgier than the originals sometimes were.
Possibly. We'll see. The screenplay itself is by Schaffer, along with Dan Greger and Doug Mand.
Okay, so solid comedy team there. Schaffer's Lonely Island stuff is so specific, and MacFarlane's humor is, well, very MacFarlane. It'll be interesting to see how those styles blend with the established Naked Gun DNA.
Definitely.
Now, something I noticed in the production notes, it's shot in Panavision Anamorphic 2.39.1.
Yeah.
Good spot for people maybe not super into film tech. Why is that significant? That's a really widescreen format, right?
Exactly. The originals were shot in a more standard ratio, like 1.85.1 closer to TV.
Yeah.
This 2.39.1 is that really wide rectangular look you get with big epics, big action movies.
Right. So why use it for a slapstick comedy?
Well, that could be part of the joke, couldn't it? Giving this reboot a really polished, almost grand cinematic look. Imagine these incredibly silly, absurd moments happening on this huge, majestic-looking canvas.
Huh. That could actually heighten the absurdity, couldn't it? Like the visual style is super serious, framing something completely ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like a visual contrast mirroring the Neeson casting contrast, taking the ridiculousness and framing it very seriously. Could be funny in itself.
That's actually a really interesting thought. Okay, so the trailer's out, people are talking. What's the general vibe? What are the fan reactions like online?
Oh, it's definitely a mix. You know how it is with reboots of beloved classics?
Always divisive.
Yeah. There's definitely a wave of real excitement. People seem genuinely happy to see Naked Gun back, and there's a lot of curiosity about Neeson. Like, can he actually pull this off? People want to see.
But there's got to be some hesitation too, right? Worry about tarnishing the original.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of caution. Fans are really protective of Leslie Nielsen's legacy in those original films, understandably so.
So the worry is what? That it won't capture the magic.
Pretty much. Can it capture that same, unique comedic spark, or will it lean too heavily on action, maybe, because of Neeson? Or will it feel, I don't know, too generic, too safe for a modern audience compared to the original's weirdness?
Will it feel like Naked Gun? That's the core question.
Exactly. Those are totally fair concerns. Reboots, especially comedies, are just so tricky.
It's a real balancing act. You need that nostalgia hit, but it also has to be genuinely funny and fresh on its own terms.
Nailed it. So the anticipation's building. When do we actually get to see the full thing?
Got a date yet?
We do. Mark your calendars, folks. The new Naked Gun is scheduled for release on August 1st, 2025.
August 2025. Okay, so still a little ways off. Gives them time to drop more trailers, maybe win some people over.
Yep. Plenty of time for more speculation.
And speaking of speculation, any thoughts on the rating? The originals were PG-13, weren't they?
They were, yeah. All three landed a PG-13, which back then allowed for a decent amount of cheeky, slightly edgy humor without being, R-rated.
Right. Seems likely they'd aim for that again, doesn't it? For the broadest audience.
That feels like the safe bet. PG-13 makes sense commercially. The teaser did have that one quick bit with, cartoonish blood splatter from the lollipop gag, which made some people wonder if it might push things a bit more, have a slightly harder edge. But overall, PG-13 still feels most probable.
The real question is, can they still capture that slightly subversive, satirical tone within a PG-13 today?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah. So, okay, we've dived pretty deep into this teaser. After all that, what's the one thing that really stands out to you? The most intriguing part?
For me, honestly, It's still Neeson. That central gamble, the potential for his super serious persona to be the perfect deadpan anchor for all this madness. It's just fascinating. It feels bold, maybe brilliant. What about you? What's got your attention most?
I think I'm most curious about that blend, how this specific creative team, Schaffer, MacFarlane, the writers, how they managed to weave their own comedic styles into the existing Naked Gun fabric.
Yeah.
Can they honor the Zucker-Abraham-Zucker legacy while still making something that feels distinctively theirs and, crucially, funny for today? The nods in the teaser suggest they respect the source, but the real test is finding those fresh laughs.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's a huge challenge, isn't it? Appealing to the diehard fans and bringing in new viewers who maybe don't even know the original Frank Drebin.
A tough needle to thread.
But that combination, Neeson's unexpected turn and this creative team, it definitely makes it one we'll be keeping a very close eye on leading up to August 1st, 2025.
For sure.
Will this be the next show or the next movie that everyone's talking about? Who knows? But it's definitely got the conversation started.
It really has. And it makes you think, what actually makes a comedy revival work?
Yeah.
Is it just pure nostalgia or finding that new spark within the old framework? Something to chew on.
Definitely something to think about. Well, thanks for taking this deep dive with us on Binge Guide, the next show.
My pleasure.
We'll catch you next time with another look at what's coming soon to your screens.